Now, boy, Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. It's been a while. I took a bit of a break over Christmas time, December. It's been nearly a month since my last video, but 2022 is here. Happy New Year, one and all, from me, Zelboy. And yeah, we're back with a spicy new video. I have missed you guys, but I just thought it'd be good to have a break for a few weeks. It's not often I actually have breaks during the year with FIFA. Quite a lot's changed since I last made a video. We had the winter wildcards. We had headliners drop yesterday. I think signature series might have dropped during that time. Prime icons are here, so lots to cover. Today's video, tactics video. My latest 4-4-2 tactics that I'm using. I'm going to be using them on Weekend League today. I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch, so make sure you get involved with that. And then next few days, I'm going to do what I always do throughout the year, where I go over the best value players in each position, and that's changed a lot with lots of great new cards that have come out in the promo. As you can see, I'm a big fan of the winter wild cards. I'm using Prime Rooney in my team, absolute boss in midfield. But yeah, lots of videos I've got planned in the next few weeks, and I'm back. Appreciate you guys who have watched the channel for a long time watching the video still. So yeah, this tactics video, I'm not going to be showing gameplay in this one. Simply put, it's just a full tactics video. All of the tactics are used. The video gets a bit long when you use gameplay as well. I'm going to play Weekend League with this tactic today, with these tactics, and then I'll do a gameplay video with the tactics showing you how to use them more in depth in game later this week. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Let's get into it. So, custom tactics. You can see I'm a big fan of the 4-4-2. The 5 back is just for my ultra defensive. I always recommend that people have a variety of tactics. It allows you to adapt to different situations in the game. If you play one way and it's a fairly defensive one and you're chasing the game, you've got no press, you're probably going to lose. I see it really often when I'm coaching people that they have a tactic that works in general, especially works when they're winning. But if they're chasing a game by a goal, it doesn't press at all, and they just sit and let the opponent time waste. You need a variety of tactics, and that's what I offer in this video. So the defensive one is the one that I tend to start most games in. So we're using the 4-4-2. On FIFA 21, I tended to like using the 4-4-2 second variation. And I still think it's good, but I think the 4-4-2 works better on this year's game. Simply put, it allows you players to attack a bit better. I don't think it made a big difference last year, whereas I do think this year it does. And the way that the CDM sat on the edge of the box on FIFA 21, they don't really do that anyway on this year's game. On on new gen, they do it automatically. On old gen, they don't do it either way. So I think the 4-4-2 normal with centre mids and CDMs is the better variation to use. I'll talk for my team quick and explain why they're in there. I mean, the keeper, I just pick a good keeper with chemistry. For my fullbacks, I want pace, power, decent on the ball. That's what those guys offer. Centre backs, pace, agility so they can turn quick, good aggression, good defending stats, decent on the ball's nice. Cherney's perfect for that. You're probably wondering why I'm playing a fullback at centre back. Fullbacks at centre backs, EA said they nerfed them this year. For me, I've not really noticed that. I don't really think that seems to be something I notice in game. I'm happy to play a fullback at centre back if he has the right stats. Cherney's perfect for that. Sunch is very good as well. For my wide midfielders, I like to have 5-star in any of my strikers or wide midfielders. Not quite as important out wide, but still a plus. I want pace, good on the ball, decent enough passing and can shoot when they get the chance. Garincha and Marshall have that. For my centre mids, I want them to be fairly well rounded. Fast, strong, good physically. Both can shoot, so they're both a threat. Good passing, decent on the ball, and all rounders generally. I think all rounders work well. I don't like Kante or Vieira that much on this year's game. I feel like a lot of people do. It's just personal preference, but I think all-round midfielders are better. And then for my strikers, I want 5-star weak-footed skills. Obviously, you're a bit limited when you come to that. It depends. I would say 5-star skills is arguably more useful this year, especially if you know how to utilise the running scoop turn, reverse flip-flap, elastico. If you don't use skills, then 5-star weak foot, definitely try and make sure you get that in there. Neymar and Ginola are just the best of both worlds. I would always put your best attackers up front rather than out wide. For the tactic, we're going defensive style will be balanced. I think for this, you don't really want to play drop back unless you're all out trying to see out the game. I'd go low depth It doesn't make that big a difference, but I would lower the depth just to try help deal with through balls. Um, the thing is with depth though, it doesn't massively change how deep your team actually defend. It's more about how high up the pitch they start pressing, which shouldn't really be how it works, but it is. But the lower your team press, the more deep your team are naturally going to feel like they're sitting. It's going to help you deal with through balls. I don't want my width too high. I want to be fairly compact in the middle to deal with through balls down the middle. It might mean you struggle a little bit with through balls out wide, but I'd rather struggle with those and make it harder to through ball me down the middle. Basically, at this point of the game, over the top through balls down the middle are a really hard thing to defend. For build up play, I'm going balanced. I go direct passing for chance creation. It's not easy to explain in a video about gameplay. I have talked about it before in other videos and shown examples of it though. With direct passing, your team will basically go, your strikers will get to like the 6-yard box around there, and you can just do a driven pass into them, and the opposite defense, the opponent's defense even, will mark them around there. And if you obviously pass to someone who's 6-8 yards out, you say good touch, you score. Direct passing just works really well for that. Width, I have it fairly high. I want my team to be able to stretch the opposition out wide, pull men out, and then it creates more space for strikers. Players in box, don't think it matters too much. One on corners, free kicks, have a few men up. The instructions, balanced, mix attack, stay forward on the strikers. Cover centre on both the midfielders. I want them to stay there. Come back on defense, get in behind, get into the box on the wingers. I want my wingers to come back on defense to help me have 2 flat banks of 4, makes this formation solid defensively. I want them to get in behind to stretch teams, constantly give me those through balls, and then get into the box just to give me more men there. Stay back on all of the defenders. Then I go comes for crosses and sweep a keeper on the keeper to try help deal with through balls. Mendy's really slow though, so he's not the best at that. For the more attacking one, this is what I would go if I was losing by a goal or 2. I need to get back into the game, but I'm not going all out or it's too early. Up the free kick slightly, up the players in box slightly, and then I go press after possession loss rather than balance, just more aggressive, and up the depth. Nothing crazy, but it's pretty similar. It's just a bit more aggressive, takes the game to the opponent a bit more. For the instructions, very similar. I'm not even sure if I change anything. No, I don't even change anything for this one. You could go get forward on one of the midfielders. I'm not saying to do that, but you can do that if you want to be a bit more attacking. You could go balanced on the fullbacks, but I just think it does leave you a bit exposed. For the all-out attack, we're up in the width a lot because we're up in the width. It's going to leave you vulnerable down the middle. But the reason that I'm doing it is a lot of the time people try time waste on the wings, so you up the width to deal with that. The depth's max, constant pressure max. You're trying to press as high up the pitch as you can. Fast build up and forward runs. I don't like this in general gameplay, but when you try to win the ball really high up the pitch and quick, you want to get the ball and go straight forward. It can catch people off guard. That's why I use it for this. Lots of players at box. Corners, the glitch corner, if you have it more than one, it's not as easy to do, so I still have that quite low. The instructions, stay central on the strikers. I want them to stay there. I put get forward on one midfielder, it's balanced on the other just to hold the midfield, so I've still got that option a bit. Stay forward, cut inside on the wingers. I want them to cut inside and give me lots of options there because they go balanced and overlap on the fullbacks, so they give me the width. And then the centre backs, you still want them to stay back. And then for the ultra defensive, this one's more when you're trying to see out a game. The ultra attacking is obviously late on in a game if you're behind and chasing. The ultra defensive, very negative, low depth, low width, very compact, trying to see out the game. 5 defenders, 3 centre backs to deal with the through balls and just give you more men around the box. Balanced mixed attack on the strikers. I think, to be honest, you could go get in behind if you wanted, but I don't think it's the end of the world either way. But yeah, getting behind could help you get through balls and behind. I go come back on defense because you can, with striker drop back and come back on defense, have a little bit more stability there. You could go stay forward to try and get one of them to stay up for the counter though. Balanced cover wing on the outside centre mid. You don't want to be so negative you have no out ball. I do put my middle centre mid on stay back though, and then stay back on all these because obviously you want your flat back 5 to be solid for you. And then I don't want my keeper being a sweeper keeper here because my team is so deep. Anyway, those are the tactics Hope you boys have enjoyed the video. Appreciate your support as always. Lots more videos to come. Keep it spicy. I'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year.